These are the kind of disturbing videos and creepy TikToks caught on camera. Unexplained footage that just doesn't make any sense. I know it's not April 1st. Am I tripping? Or do they really sound like that? Hold on, man. What's this? What is this? Church? Church hiding all the treasure. What's going on here? And how about the automation or the rotary system he has in there? It's been working for 400 years. Now this scene is out of control. I believe this is in Russia somewhere, but look at it. Look at the drop off into the canyon, and then you got the horse at the very top. Then it looks like some type of sculpture of some giant in this forgotten ruins. Or maybe there used to be something here and they got rid of it. Maybe the king was supposedly looking at something and they stripped whatever was there. This video just keeps getting more mysterious and crazier the more I watch it. Look at the sheer size of this location. I believe I could spot the prophets on one. There's a lot going on here.
You can spend so much time here. Check this out too. Look at this. This is inside the elephant's stomach. This is the elephant. And that is the elephant's stomach all the way around. You see that?
Interesting. So I wonder what it's symbolizing inside its stomach. Why would they do that? And how?
That's the elephant's stomach. There's the elephant's head there. That's cool as. Shiva inside the elephant's stomach. I'm not sure what it's supposed to mean. You can spend so much.
That's the $1 million question. What does it mean? Shout out to Liam Richards for finding that for us. Before we even play this video, look at this ancient structure. Tell me that doesn't look like a giant spark plug.
Something strange has been happening ever since TikTok made that deal with the US government. My videos aren't being deleted. They're being silenced. No new followers can see them. It's like someone doesn't want these discoveries getting out. Especially the ones I posted about Cambodia. The ancient hospitals, the forgotten technology, the evidence of knowledge we're not supposed to know about. These are the first to vanish. Hundreds of my videos showing real ancient sites.
The ancient forgotten history, they're trying to keep it that way.
Have been quietly buried. Why? You tell me, what is really going on here? Here is one of 3 videos that have been deleted 4 times. They do not want to show you how strong your mind is.
What on earth what type of creature is this? It looks like some type of wolf/dragon hybrid.
So here is one of the videos they keep deleting. Here's the part almost nobody talks about. The Khmer Empire believed your health started in the mind. They thought disease and suffering were born from a sick spirit, not just the body. That's why their kings built entire hospitals not to treat you after you were dying, but to keep you balanced, strong, and whole before illness could even take root. They filled their temples with their symbols of water, sky, and serpent guardians to remind people of harmony. They studied the stars. They spoke endlessly about spirituality, and they designed their world to keep the human spirit aligned with the cosmos. Compare that to today. We drown in distractions.
They spraying us, the 5G, the Wi-Fi, the hacking our biofields, just to say a couple.
We drown in distractions, endless noise, and screens that chip away at our mental health. Back then, they raised civilizations around keeping the mind clear. Now, we've flipped it upside down.
So again, this was dry blood. And I did see what looked like quantum dots. And obviously they were all lit when the blood was a new blood sample. And then I let it dry.
Look at it. It looks like a spider web network, you know, and this is supposedly in dried up blood. What type of neurons is going on?
And all the flashing kind of dots were gone. And I put this product, Masterpiece, that a lot of our patients got sick on, and it's actually lit this whole slide up, and it's formed a network.
See, I wasn't tripping. It does look like some type of spider web network. And those things bright up. I thought you needed an electron microscope to see nanobots. But this must be large enough for a regular microscope to see it because of the networks, is what I'm thinking. Or unless she's using an electron microscope.
It's formed this network of, you can see, it's formed this network of dots. But it's all over the slide. All these flashing quantum dots are all over the side, and it's built these quite spectacular networks.
It does look bright, doesn't it? You can see like how they're like glowing to the light. You know, it's disturbing to think about what people say, like they be putting in our food and stuff. So is it that far-fetched to think that these nanobots are accumulating, making networks?
And it's also built, I don't know what they are, but they've literally built, but I don't know if you can see how these networks have been built all over the slide. I think you can. You can see, oh, and they're all going, they're being drawn. You can see they're being drawn, and it's self-assembling.
Wow, they are moving. I thought it just was a still slide, but she's catching them in motion.
It's continually self-assembling now on the slide. Yeah, everywhere on this slide. And that was one drop of Masterpiece. One drop.
Full of nanotechnology.
And this is why I think our patients got super sick, like the vax injured, got really sick on this product, because it's building these incredible networks. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
The disturbing part about this TikTok, I don't think most people realize that Terminator popped off in 2030. When they're walking around, you know, when the war with the machines was popping off, that was 2030. We got what? 4 years. They're already talking about they're trying to make AGI. I forgot the names of the different steps, but AGI is the next step towards AI evolution. Elon Musk said the first question it's going to ask AGI is, what's outside the simulation? Speaking about simulation, no, this is real. This is the real deal.
This is the purplest bird in the world. My name is Davis, and today we are talking about the Amethyst starling, also known as the violet-backed starling, perhaps the most brilliant bird in Africa.
This bird is extraordinary, to say the least.
Amazingly, this footage is completely unedited. Now, this brilliant color does not arise from a pigment like almost all color found in nature. Instead, something much more complicated is going on. Inside each feather, stacks of melanin granules and air pockets form nanostructures that act like layered nanomirrors. They bounce light back and forth so that violet wavelengths line up and amplify, while other colors cancel out. It is angle-dependent interference, and thus changing the viewing angle shifts the shade. Also, the lighting affects the shade. In bright sun, it looks almost neon. In shade, it deepens to wine purple. The blue found in birds like the blue jay also arise from similar structures. Females do not possess this nanostructure and are evolved for camouflage. They are brown with bold streaks.
This makes me think about all the birds that went extinct. You know, who knows all the different types of colors they had back in the day, you know? Hopefully this one isn't on the endangered species list.
Alright, this is what these fighter jets be experiencing on a daily. Look at this UFO. I'll play it again in slow motion so you can see this. Now they experience this all the time. People don't be believing them. This one recorded it.
You know, they be up in the air all the time. It's just a matter of time till they see something. The next time I get on a plane, I want to ask one of the pilots, did you see anything while you're flying around?
Do you know what government means in Latin? Govern means control, steer, pilot, or direct a ship. Mint comes from mentum, which means mind, thought, intellect. Control mind. Mind control. But now you're good. Just keep on letting it roll you. Yeah. Do you know what government means in Latin?
Short for MK Ultra. We don't really hear too much about MK Ultra anymore. They say, well, that's old technology, Chuck. Now we go straight into the biofield and get your body information and what you're thinking. No need to project MK Ultra anymore, Chuck.
The dimensions of the king's chamber are resonant to the frequency of hydrogen. If hydrogen gas filled the chamber and was stimulated, it would create a maser, microwave amplification by stimulated emission of radiation.
You remember those bull coffins we was talking about the other day? That could have played a part into electrifying the pyramids.
This beam could be directed out of the southern shaft to Orion. The pyramid was an interstellar communication device or a weapon, not a tomb.
The craziest part about that theory, that's not the first time I heard it. The most disturbing theory I've heard is that they're reset generators, but they're inactive right now. They can't power on. When you power all the pyramids on, or a certain number of them, they cause a reset. How disturbing is that?
We are taught that architecture evolves slowly over time. But after the 1800s, something strange happened. The entire world changed its building style almost overnight. For centuries, cities were filled with copper domes, towering spires, star-shaped foundations, and elaborate stone facades that looked less like decoration and more like advanced engineering. Then, suddenly, by the early 1900s, they were gone. The domes disappeared. The spires were flattened. The ornate stonework vanished. And the buildings that once looked like energy devices were replaced with simple brick rectangles and
because they want you to pay that damn energy bill. Like water, the spring fountains that's everywhere. We're not supposed to pay for water or electricity. Not with all this ether in the air swirling.
Why? We are told it was fashion or cost-saving. But that explanation collapses the moment you look closer. Many of these old-world structures were built with materials and techniques far more expensive and far more complex than anything used today. Copper roofs, limestone blocks, perfect symmetry, mathematical precision. Yet the people who supposedly built them left almost no records of how they were designed or constructed. And here is where the mystery deepens. These buildings resemble components of an electrical system. Domes shaped like capacitors. Spires shaped like antennas.
And spark plugs, I keep saying it. That's why it's erased history. Because the ancient history will show you how advanced they were back in the day.
Star forts shaped like grounding grids, all of them appearing worldwide long before electricity was invented. Then, right as modern power companies emerged, the architecture changed. The domes were covered or removed, the copper was stripped away, the towers were demolished, and the buildings that once looked like receivers and transmitters stopped being built entirely. It is almost as if the world abandoned a technology it no longer understood or was no longer allowed to use. So what happened in the late 1800s? Why did the old world stop building structures that look like electrical devices? And why did the new architecture erase the shapes and materials that could have harnessed atmospheric energy? Because if the old world truly had a different power system, then the sudden shift in architecture might not have been an evolution. It might have been a replacement, a reset of how the world was meant to be powered.
Yeah, it looked like a reset didn't happen. And the people that found all these old structures, they didn't build it. They found it, walked straight in and was like, the original squatters. It's that time of the day again. If you thought I wasn't going to hit you with another excellent specimen of the day, think again. Houston.
How's it going? I'm Troy of Outlaw Rocks, and this is Oregon Fire Opal. This is a giant Oregon Fire Opal. It's 1,580 plus grams. We're mining this stuff in Oregon. We're Outlaw Rocks. Give us a follow. We're going to be filming what we do all season long, and we're just getting into it.
Oh man, Troy, you got an excellent specimen. How you have the light behind it really makes it pop, and you can see that fire cherry red color. You know we got to name it, guys. And we have to rate it. I'm going to have to rate this about a 9.3. And I'm going to call this the volcano dragon egg. 9.2. Call it the volcano dragon egg. What would you name the specimen, and drop it in the comments below. These are the kind of mysterious videos and disturbing clips that just don't make any sense, and they just keep popping up. If you made it this far, the code word for today is erased history. Go ahead and drop erased history in the comments below. When you do that, that shows me a real one. You made it all the way through the video. And I just want to say thank you for hanging out with me.